Well, hi there and welcome. This is our third broadcast, and it's so good to have you here. Um, Today, we're going to build on what we did last time, and I'm going to show you a few more tools that I use. And we also have a special guest today. She also makes cards, different than what I do, and we'll bring her on. Her name is Madeline. And San, you want to bring Maddie on? Hi, Maddie.
How are you?
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me. I'm honored to be on this.
I talked a little bit about the different tools that I use to make my cards. And then, so I'm going to demonstrate using some of those tools. And then, Maddie, if you have questions, you can ask, or insights or other ways of doing things that you want to add to it. And then we can just chat about crafting and the different things that we use and styles and fun and all that good stuff.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to turn this down so that you can see the table more clearly. Okay, so what I did was I brought out, it's not little, it's big. This is a guillotine cutter. It can take a finger off for sure, so you don't want this around kids. This is a heavy duty one, and I use this for cutting multiple layers of cardstock. And I know I mentioned it before, so I thought I'll bring it out and show you. Okay, so I have some.
Mom, you want to turn your device sideways because we can't see your head.
Do you need to see my head?
The other sideways, maybe.
Okay. As I've mentioned before, Not
Perfect.
perfect here. Never going to be perfect. As a matter of fact, here's a little story. I bought a shampooer, right, for my rugs, because I have a lot of rugs. And then I was taking care of my friend's dogs. And while I was out, he would get really anxious. And so he ate the cord off my brand new shampooer. Then I was having the girls over, and my dining room and living, everything was, covered in stuff. And I never quite found a time to use it again. So a friend of mine was over, and I asked him if he could repair the cord so I could use this, because I know where to bring it and I'm not good at electrical. So he said, yeah, you have an extension cord. So I said, I do. Got out my big orange extension cord. This thing is like 100 foot, right? So he hooks it up and it works. Okay, so I finally get everything cleaned up, and I fill the machine, and it's nighttime, and I'm doing the rugs, and I run out of stuff, and I said, all right, well, I'll have to go get some more stuff in the morning. And I come out, and my rug is a little crunchy. Like last time I did them, they were nice and soft and fluffy. Now they're a little crunchy. So I read the bottle. I was only supposed to put a capful of this stuff into a gallon. I put half the bottle in because I thought it said fill up to this line with the solution. So now I had to spend, I can't tell you how many hours rinsing my rugs with clear water to get that solution out. So half my rugs are done and the other half are not. And they may stay that way for a while. We'll see. Anyway, that's my story. It's never perfect. Never perfect. Anyway, all right. So I have a piece of cardstock. I get these at Michael's, 65-pound weight. I get the 65-pound weight because paper is made of fibers, and it folds easier without breaking. So I want to make a 5x7 card, and this is
Sorry
8 by
to
11.
interrupt you, but Julie said, hello, Patty B. Hello from Missouri.
Hi,
Oh
Julie.
Yeah.
Hi, welcome. I hope you enjoyed my shampooing story. Anyway, okay. So I've got an 8.5 by 11, and I want to make a 5x7 card. So that means that I need to cut this to 10 inches long, because my card is going to be it's going to fold in half in a portrait. I'll show you what that means. So I line it up with the 10 inches, and then I just cut. So now I'm going to fold it this way. Okay, so 10 inches, folded in half is a 5-inch card. So now I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to cut it at 7.
Oh, Julie said she's excited to finally meet you. She's been wanting to see the show so much.
Oh, I'm glad you could make it. I'm glad I could make it. I'm glad Maddie could make it. All right, let me move this out of the way. So then, I don't even remember what this is called. This is a Martha, it's a scoreboard. That's right. This is a Martha Stewart scoreboard. And it has inches, a ruler along the top, and it goes in quarter inch increments. And what this will do is give you a crease. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn this so you can see this.
Hi,
is
Pam.
I'm going to put my paper, my cardstock here. And I'm going to go, can you see this?
Yeah, I could see it.
Okay. So I'm going to come along here until 5 inches, and I'm going to run the scorer down that line. Not hard, because I don't want to break the paper, but I'm just going to give it a couple of light ones. And now I can fold it in a very precise manner. And I'm going to use the bone folder scoring tool to give it a really good crease.
So Julie says she loves crafting. She used to do a lot of arts and crafts with her mom, and she misses her so much.
Oh, yeah, I used to do a lot with my mom too. Grandma was, more of a sewer. So I learned to sew very early on the machine. And
We're making cards, Pan.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, I was answering Pan's question.
Oh, yeah,
That's what we're making. We're making
Oh,
cards.
okay.
Pan is watching. She says hi, and what are you guys making?
Oh, we're making cards. And I'm showing you how to use some of the different tools that I use. My goal is to build us up into being able to understand how all of the tools that I use work, so that we can get to the point where we can make an interactive album. And if you haven't seen what an interactive album is, you can go on YouTube and you can look for Rosa Kelly. She has a good site. Or just type in interactive albums and see what comes up. There's a lot of people out there doing them. And so that's the goal for this.
Yeah, and your
Hi,
interactive
Renee.
albums that you make are on your page too. So people can
Yeah,
go look at your page. They could follow you on your Crafting with Patti Bee Facebook page, and they could see all your stuff there.
yeah, yeah, my Facebook page. Yep. Thank you, Sam.
Yep,
All
and
right, so
Renee's
now,
here. Renee says hi. She's happy to see you all. And Julie said her mom and grandma love to sew too. And
yeah, I learned a lot about math from sewing. Um, I learned how to, thread machines and deal with broken needles and, inside out. And I'm dyslexic. So if I had $1 for every time I put 2 left sleeves on a shirt or something like that. Hey, Sam, you remember the time we went to your cousin Kim's wedding and you told me I had my skirt on backwards?
I don't remember that, but it sounds legit.
Well, it turns out it was on backwards. I said, oh, no, it's not. Yeah, it was. Anyway, I thought I'd let you know you were right. A few years late.
Well, I was
Okay,
trying to
so
help
now
you.
I have my card, 5 by 7, right? And I've picked out this paper that I want to use on the background. So instead of using the big guillotine cutter, I'm going to use my Fiskars cutter. And this has a razor blade in it. And it has a ruler on the top. Okay.
Hey,
So,
Patty.
yeah.
I have that same one, but I'll be damned if I can get this ruler to pull out.
Oh, from the side?
Yeah.
Yeah, just pull it. It feels like you're going to break it until it gets broken in. Good question. Because that got me at first too.
Okay, got it. Thank you. I was
You're
afraid to
welcome.
break.
You know
I
what
was
else I
afraid
did,
to
Maddie?
break
I
it.
put under here. This is usually clear.
Yeah.
So what I did was I put a piece of double-sided tape, but I didn't take the backing off of it, so that I can see the numbers.
You know something? I'm terrible. I don't measure. I don't have the patience. I just cut.
Yeah. It takes a while, doesn't it? You gotta be brave too, because boy, if that stuff gets stuck, it's stuck. Okay, so I want to make a piece of paper that's gonna fit on here. And I'm gonna have it be a quarter of an inch shorter and wide, quarter of an inch wider, so that I get an eighth of an inch border all the way around. So what I'm gonna do, let's see, if I turn this around, maybe I can do it backwards. Is I'm gonna put this at 5 inch. Can you see this?
Yeah, now I can.
Okay. So I put it at 5 inch, and then I'm gonna move it over a quarter of an inch less than 5. And I'm gonna score it. So now it's gonna fit pretty well. Now I need to do the length. And I know that the card is 7. And I want to keep this pretty decorative piece. So I'm going to put that in to the 7. I'm going to line this up with the 7, push it back a quarter of an inch, and cut it. So now I have an eighth of an inch all the way around. Some of my friends just eyeball it, and that's fine. You can do that. Because when you're making cards for friends and stuff, they don't have to be perfect. If you want perfect, buy a card. Um, so
Sometimes they're not perfect either.
what?
Sometimes they're not perfect either. The ones in the store.
That's true. That's so true. Nothing's perfect. That's my motto. Uh-oh.
They're made with machines. Our cards are made with love.
This did it again. Okay. Let's get a different one. Alrighty. So this is the glue that I use the most. This is called Art Glitter Glue, and I get it on Amazon. It doesn't have any glitter in it. I think it was originally made for things like quilling, so it has a really fine tip that you can buy to put on top, and I recommend that you do. This will hold just about anything. I even use this with metal.
You're welcome, Julie.
See if I can get this started. There we go. So I am going to run a bead along the outside, not up to the edge, but close enough, because I don't want it to leak out. And the thing you probably like about glue is it gives you a little wiggle room, as opposed to the tape. Okay, well, there we go. So now I found this in one of my paper books, of scrapbook paper books. So I cut it out and I put a little bow on it to make it, my own. And I wanted to put that on here, but it's a little too plain. So what I like to do is build in layers. So I have a bunch of these I got on, is it Tenmo? I think that's the new company, Tenmo. So I purchased these. They took a little while to get here, but they're here. And I'm going to put the bunny on there. So the first thing I'm going to do is use my tape.
Um, we have a lot of comments.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I know you can't read them, so I was going to read some to you.
Thank you.
I could read it.
Julie got some cards from Maddie, and she said that she loves her beautiful cards.
You're welcome, Julie.
That's so sweet.
MM is here. She said she has us on the TV, and you ladies are looking great.
Thanks. It's always good to hear.
Lorraine O'Leary is here,
Hi, Lorraine.
and she was excited for the show.
Yay.
So, and I know that because we're in a lot of the chats together. So I know she was excited for the show.
All right.
Hi,
So
Lorraine.
Hey, Sandy, can you tag Kelly McCoy?
Yeah, let me try. Yeah, let me try that. Hold on.
Thanks.
So the thing about using double-sided tape is you want to get the air out of it because it will dry it out and it will give after a while. When you put a lot of work into something, you want it to last. So I just run my bone folder across. And that'll make it stick. And then I have 2 picks. Both of these I got at the $1.25 store because they're not $1 anymore. And I hear they're going up to going to be selling things for $3 and $5 too. So we'll see what that does. Anyway.
Maddie, my mom's like obsessed with that glue. Do you have that glue with the little tip that she puts in there?
No, I don't. I don't have the patience your mother has.
I don't either. It's like she sends me glue for like Christmas, and I'm like, wow, thanks for the glue, Mom.
I use this expensive
Dan,
tape runner.
it is the thought that counts.
I know. I had to, but I had to call you. I'm like, Mom, what's so I got
the
this
glue for?
glue. Thank you for the glue.
Yeah, the kids would have
am I
known what
supposed to
the
be
glue is
gluing
for.
something for you? I don't know.
Wait till you see what I send you next. Okay. So
send Maddie the glue.
This is the magic trick. When you're removing the double-sided tape, don't take it all the way off. You want to put these little tabs out so that you have, the ability to remove them. And what I'm going to do, is that can you see that?
Yeah, I could see it.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place this where I want it. Holding my little tab.
She loves working with the glue gun. She loves doing ceramics. She used to do ceramics with her mom. It's a thought that counts. Yeah, no, I'm always thankful for my gifts from my mom because she has to package them and take it to the post office, and it's a pain in the neck. And I just was like, okay, I opened up my present and it was glue. I'm like, okay, I guess I got to call my mom and find out
I need
what's
my
up.
double stick tape to keep my hand up here so I don't have to hold it.
You need a headband?
Yeah, no, I was being a martyr, honey. Okay. So that's on there. Now, to add a little extra.
So Maddie, if she mails you glue, you've been pre-warned.
Yeah, that happens. It happens. So I have these 3-dimensional stickers, and they're double-sided too. And what I look for is the thickness of it. Some of them are thicker than others, and that can become a problem. Oh, I don't have one here. Anyway, that can become a problem when you're mailing something. You always want to keep in mind how thick these are when they're done. So, my little bunny, and on the back of my bunny, I'm going to add some of these little stick-ons. And especially since I have a little bow on there, that's already adding some dimension.
Ma- MM said you made Patty B makes the quote list for, she likes the comment, wait until you see what I send you next. Like, is that a threat?
Oh, honey, could be double stick tape. You never know. You never know. The kids usually know what I'm up to.
Yeah.
I haven't heard from Crowley in a while.
Yeah.
These guys are little and they're a little bit tricky. So now, I don't know if you can see that. I think I used 9, 6, 9. So now I'm going to use my pick to get the backs off. I mean, you could use your fingernails, but.
Oh, MM said that she does this so easily. Oh, she said you do this so easily. She would have glue dots in her hair and on the dogs.
Yeah.
I used to glue that.
That's that whole not perfect thing. I've been doing this for a while, so you learn what works for you. And that's that's the whole point. I mean, I'm showing you what works for me. Oh, I killed one. These are so tiny, these. I got these for free when I ordered something. So
Maddie, show us some of your cards.
So now I'm going to position this.
So yeah, that's so cool. Look at that. Wait.
So there we have a little card. I could put sequins on it or diamonds or whatever if I want to go further. So what's a fun thing to do, if I can find it. Hold on.
I'm laughing at MM gluing her fingers
with your
crazy
scrap,
glue.
You can cut it to fit on your envelope.
Hi, Bob.
So let's see, how wide is this? So I'm going to do about 1 inch. So
oh yeah, Bob's here, and Renee said she's too clumsy for crafts.
You get better. You get better after a while.
Renee, open up one of those envelopes on your desk. There's a bunch of cards in there that I made.
Ah.
Can you show us some more cards, Maddie, while she's doing that?
Say that again.
Maddie, let's see what you got.
I want to just hear your guys have different process of making these cards. What is your process, Maddie?
Someone tagged Tom Shetcher. Here's his I Choose Awesome card that I make.
Oh, that's adorable. Now, is that a stamp?
This is a rubber stamp, but this I have a pen that's very inky that I handwrite, and I emboss it. Yeah. This card here. It's a rubber stamp that
I can't do now. See, I can't do stamps. I have a
see.
really hard
You
time with
have to.
stamps. Once in
You have to.
6, it comes out all right.
You have to use pigment ink.
Okay.
It's got to say pigment, and you
Pigment.
And what I use, it's right here on the floor. Hold on. When I stamp, there's a special like little spongy stamp board that I use that helps to keep everything even when you stamp. Because if you stamp on a hard surface, it doesn't always with the rubber. So
Ah,
it's like a little, so it helps. But
aha. I'm going to
you
have
need
to
to pick,
try that. So
you need,
pigmenting,
and
and is that
I use
like a vinyl sheet?
say that again.
Is it like a vinyl sheet?
It's like a little sponge. It's like a little spongy, a thick, heavy, spongy type board. It's
Where'd you get it?
um honestly, I don't. A lot of my stuff is like 20, 25 years old, but this
I'm
is
giving
like it.
age.
It bends. It bends. It's like a
Okay.
spongy type
Do you think
board.
that the stuff that they make all those crafts for kids out of? It's like a it's not a vinyl. It's I forget what you call it. It's like that comes in sheets and you can cut it. Comes in all
I
colors. Michael's has
if
them.
if you Google, maybe Google on Amazon, if you say rubber, put like rubber stamping board,
Okay.
it may show up.
I'll try
But
that. I'll try that definitely.
and
Boy,
I
that would
use
be
that.
nice if I've got stamps, but I just
But
I don't know.
once I stamp and get on the paper, I sprinkle it with this is clear embossing powder, but there's different colors um, that you can use to
So
make
what
it.
color is your pigmenting?
My I black, but I
Okay.
also have brown. The If you use the clear embossing powder, it'll give you whatever color your ink is. But if you want something like a red or a green, you use that color embossing powder. I used to have a whole bunch of embossing powders, but when I moved here, I tossed them all in the trash. I
Oh,
I didn't start stamping again until a couple of years ago. I haven't stamped in long, so I threw a lot of my stuff away. But
oh, don't go to Michael's and look at the prices. You'll
I know.
cry.
But
Oh,
after I sprinkled the embossing powder, I used the heating tool to heat
okay.
up, and it gives it you can't really see it, but it gives it like a raised up glossy. And then
Yeah.
I use these here markers, and I color.
Well,
Th- th-
that's
These
fun.
these markers, I could take it and dip it in a little water to give it a little watercolor feel to
Yeah.
it. And like you, I buy the background papers. A lot of them I've had for years, and a lot of them I've bought online
Uh-huh.
that I use to make layers.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah, yeah.
also I've had these for years. I also have these little
I have some of those.
different.
Yep.
Yeah, I have a whole bunch of different punchies that I use.
Different punches.
But
Yep.
unlike you, because I'm lazy and have no patience, I used crafter's tape. It's just a tape runner to
Oh, the tape
um,
runners.
to glue everything together. And I'm really super lazy. When I use my 5x7 cards, I just buy them at Amazon. I buy a pack of 50 with matching
Yeah,
envelopes.
I usually buy the
Just
packs with the envelopes, and I wait for either Hobby Lobby or Michael's or Joann's to have a sale,
hmm But
and then stock up.
when I make my smaller cards,
Look at that's adorable.
I just use the regular um, white cardstock, and I
Uh-huh.
just that Fisker's cutter that he used, I just shove it in there, and I just eyeball it, and I just basically just take the corners, put the corners
Yeah.
together, and I just fold it. I don't have the patience that you do with the score. I don't have
Well,
the patience to do that.
it's been trial and error for me. I've ruined a lot of things along the way. So, yeah. I use a lot of, eyeballing it, but I found that, cutting my papers in 1/4 inch increments or um, even 1/2 inch increments uh, will give me, it just works for me, you
I
know?
also use mulberry paper for the background. I left it all downstairs, but here's a little tiny sample. I use mulberry paper, and
Oh,
that's what I use for my toucan.
oh, very nice. I love that. Yeah,
And any,
mulberry paper
and
can be hard to work with.
anybody that's stressed.
You have great handwriting.
Oh no, that's a rubber stamp. That's
Oh,
not.
okay.
I do
Okay.
have. Yeah,
I was
this
so
is.
jealous for a minute.
I no, I do have a rubber. I do have sayings rubber stamps. I just didn't happen to have that. I choose awesome stamp.
Oh, I
I'm
almost
thinking.
forgot. I bought, I wanted to show Sandy a little bee. Look how little it is. A little bee rubber stamp. I'm going to try it.
Oh, I love it. And I was
I
gonna
got it at
say,
the counter.
Bob Ross is here, and he said something. It's up in the comments. And Jessica Shoup is here. She's showing up as Facebook user, but Jessica's here, and Bob Ross says he wants to get cards from both of you to display at his bed and breakfast in Georgia, Athens, Georgia.
It worked. I used my as a base. I used your
I also
trick, Maddie. It worked.
I also make bookmarkers. Uh,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
cute.
Can't show these whatever these book, but
Bookmark. Yep.
I just buy from Amazon. Um,
Yeah.
the the things whatever.
Nice.
I don't have the patience to shop at Michaels because our Michaels isn't the same what it used to be years ago. They hardly have anything in.
I know, and I think Jolie's might have gone out of business. Um, the stickers, the Jolie
Oh,
stickers.
really? Yeah, I used
Yeah.
to actually. I think these are Jolie stickers, because
Yeah, 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 yeah. Those I love to use those. I
sometimes I
went
do
to
use these
Hobby
on my
Lobby
card.
and they were having 50% off of Easter. So I got some Easter stickers to make cards, which is going to be fun. So you know what? Along the lines of what you did
Here's for
is
cat
I had
lovers.
this. Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah,
Lovely.
one thing I enjoy about the rubber stamps is because I enjoy coloring, so I
Yeah,
use the markers and I color.
yeah,
That's the part that takes the time
yeah,
on these
that does
cards.
take time. This
And
is
then
um this is a little painting, a watercolor I did in one of my art classes.
oh, that's beautiful.
So I printed, I scanned it, but it didn't come out quite as dark. Um, so I may recolor it and use it on a card.
And then there's stamps that I like that's easy because it's all black. There's no coloring, so that's what I use to
Yeah,
make
cute.
it simple. But I bought from Amazon.
You could
Wait a
use that with some oranges for Halloween.
Yeah, I use different colored uh, background, but and I buy from Amazon these different. I buy different card stocks, uh,
So
scrapbook paper.
yeah. Well, I found that there's two kinds of scrapbook paper. There's like the cardstock scrapbook paper that comes in the pads, and then there's the thin.
Yeah,
Uh,
this is the thin. scrapbook
Yeah,
and
and that you can do lots of layers with that. That works pretty well.
yeah.
But none is easy to find. Like you can't find a book of that.
The Amazon has a lot of it.
Yeah,
It's not in a book. It's in packs. Like I just bought. Like I'm gonna get an early start next year because this is on sale. But I just bought different. Uh, these are thin, but they don't come in a book. They come in, a pack.
in a
But
package. Yeah.
yeah,
Hmm.
Amazon has a lot of papers.
Yeah. The problem that I have with that is that I sometimes I'm disappointed because the colors aren't as vibrant as I thought they were going to be. Uh,
That's happened. That's happened to me. But I've always find use for my screw up orders. So
yeah.
doesn't.
Yeah, I have a whole room full of paper now. So anyway, let me show you the die cutting machine, which is, instead of using the stamps.
Hmm.
So this, let's see, how can I do this? Probably that way. Yeah. So this is a Sizzix die cutting machine. And you have to buy the dies. But you can get some pretty intricate designs out of them. Oh, let's see, I got a piece of paper here. Oh, it's going to be too thick. I'll try this. So what you do is you get two of these plastic boards. I forget what they call them. And your die has a flat side and a raised side. And the raised side is what's going to do the cutting. So I can put my paper down, and I use a piece of sticky tape. I'm going to move this down so I don't use the whole paper to hold it in place. And then I can roll it through. Of course, I'm doing it backwards, and I like to go forward and backward to make sure I get a good cut. Because sometimes the dies don't cut as well as you want them to. So I'm just going to cut off the ends. So
I
you
was
can see you get a nice lacy edge.
Oh, that's
So I
nice.
can leave it big, or I can cut it to fit. And of course, there's all these little pieces that need to come out. You just have to poke them. And then you get
um
a real nice
that's
edge.
pretty. So it makes like a lace effect.
Yeah. So I have different dies that I use for different things. And one of the things that I bought was a die to make grass.
Oh, that's cool.
right?
I love
So
that. That's perfect for Easter.
it is. And what I was thinking is if I put this here and I glue, maybe with a background paper, so it's not white on white, I can
Oh,
hide eggs in the grass,
that's pretty.
Yeah, I
right?
love that idea.
Um,
Very creative.
yeah.
Um,
And you
I
know
was
what?
gonna
For
say, I
Halloween, you
wanted
could
to
put it
know.
at the top and make it in red and it'll look like blood.
Oh,
Coralie would love
yeah,
that.
good idea. Jamie would love
Coralie
that.
likes to pretend that she likes to make me drink things and then she tells me it's something disgusting.
Yes.
And then I have to, I
Um,
have to, I have to be thoroughly grossed out by it. And then I let her fool me again and again and again. She loves it.
I want to know if Maddie has one of that. What do you call that? The bone thing for the car for folding? The bone
Oh, the
No,
folder?
the bone folder.
no,
Yeah.
I don't. No.
Oh,
You
well,
know,
my mom swears by those bone folder things. You might have to get one, Maddie.
you can use a credit card. You can use a cake, spreader. I've used that. Um,
Yeah, but you like love that bone folder thing.
I love the bone folder thing. I love my Fiskars. I love my glue.
I love my hands.
You love what?
My hands. I just fold it.
That works
I don't,
too.
I don't have all this fancy stuff.
You know?
Madeline can't buy any more fancy stuff. Madeline has to save for a new oven. I've been without an oven since August.
Well, I also will do stuff like that. Just use my fingernail to fold it. Um, and I can use a pencil, sometimes if I don't feel like measuring,
Hmm.
just eye it, put a little pencil mark on it that you can erase. And what I found out from watching a lot of videos, so it's not my idea, but I stole it. So now it's mine. Um, the Bic pencils that the Bic mechanical
Hmm.
pencils, those are the best because they erase so easy. So
I don't have the patience to do that. I just eyeball it. Eyeball and slice.
yeah, you probably can put out a few more than I do.
What takes the most of the time is me coloring in, uh, just coloring in the stamps. Like this one took a lot of time to color in, and I dipped it in
Yeah.
the water. I spend most of my time coloring than
Do
measuring
you
in.
do you find that you think you've been there for like 15 minutes and it's been an hour,
Oh yeah.
right? It's crazy. I have an art group that a club that I facilitate, and thank goodness there's no group coming in after us. It's at a local rec center, and they have an art room, and so we just sign up from 1 to 3 on Saturdays, and it's basically an open studio, and people can bring whatever they want and work on it. And then we just support each other, and help each other out and share, and we have a lot of fun. But I'll look up and it's like half an hour past when we're supposed to be out of there. And no one has noticed because we're all, so involved in what we're doing. Um, so that's pretty cool. Uh, Time does not exist in that part of the brain.
Yeah.
Uh,
A lot of times is I will stamp a bunch of images and emboss them, and I'll just leave it for the next day. Because sometimes you have to let it dry. Because sometimes when I color, sometimes the black manages to
Oh,
squeeze it.
yeah.
So I let it dry, and when I cut the stamped images, I it also has to dry, otherwise the embossing kind of smears.
Right. Right. And then you have to remember not to move it, like, because you'll put your finger in it. I've done that
But
so many
the
times.
the embossing does dry quick, but
Yeah, the
sometimes.
embossing does. Um I have these three-dimensional paints. They're like
Hmm.
jewels. They call them jewel tones or something. Scribbles. And I will embellish a lot of the stuff that I buy or make with that. And that takes some time to dry. And I always think I've put it out of my way, and then I forget. And I'll put a piece of paper on top of it, or
Hmm.
always fun.
And
Always
I
fun.
get ink on my hands, and I end up messing a card up.
Yeah. Yeah, whenever I'm doing a drawing or a painting or something for somebody specific, I never tell them, because I feel like that keeps the pressure off me. And if it comes out good, then I can send it. But if it doesn't, they'll never know, which is makes it a lot more fun to do it that way. So anyway, so this is the Sissix Big Shot. This is the one I use the most. I have an electric one, and but it's big. It's really
Hmm.
big. So I really don't use it that often. Um, this is the one I go to. And then I have like all these other border dies, so I can, make any kind of a border. And I'm so glad you told me about that trick about having like a little foamy mat for
Yeah, it
your
helps a lot.
stamp, because I bought this one. Hmm. So this is a die cut, but first just stamp. I'll get my
Hmm.
fingers out of the way. So first just stamp like the budding up here, and then you can cut it out with the
No,
the Sizzix die cutting machine.
I've never used a die cut.
Oh, it's a lot of fun.
Don't tell me. I have enough crafting stuff.
And it's not cheap, let me tell you. It's not cheap. The dies are expensive, um, but once I had my friends over and they tried it and they used it, they kind of fell in love with it too. Um, so I have to have it out when they come over to to make their cards or whatever they're working on. This
Bye, Pam.
Saturday,
Thanks for coming, Pam.
tomorrow, we're gonna do, and this is a little preview for the next show, actually, because I think I'm gonna do these with the kids. So I got these from Amazon. These are like little Altoid boxes,
Hmm.
and one of my friends made a memory, uh, and she put pictures of the cats they had owned in it. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do, but what I did was I found this package of these tiny little bunnies. So I put a little tiny washer on the bottom, and on the bottom I have a little magnet. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, I can see.
Okay. And I use those magnets in my my albums to hold the pages together. So I was thinking I'm going to decorate this, and then, you know, you can make the rabbit move. I thought the kids might get a kick out of that,
Nice, yeah.
right? So I'll get the papers together, and then they can decorate the outside, and I'll send them out for them to do. But tomorrow we're going to do just decorating the boxes, and then you know, having the fold outs on the inside. I have a friend who did miniature drawings, little poems and stuff. So you can do a lot of things. I'm not sure what I'm going to put in mine. Something. Maybe pictures. I made one last Christmas for Tom and Meg. It had all pictures from the house that they grew up in when I put it on the market. You know how the realtor has the
Yeah.
pictures. So I printed that out, and I accordion folded it onto that and made them it came out pretty long. but you know, it had the memories of the house they grew up in. So that was cute.
We're we're running out of time, guys.
Oh no.
It's we're at the hour. Is there any more artwork or crafts that you want to show us, Maddie, before we say goodbye to everybody?
Can I show what Jamie sent me the other day?
Sure. That'd be great.
She sent me her art doll. Adorable.
Oh my gosh.
Her
That's
name is Ember.
adorable.
Her name is Ember.
Oh, comes with a name and everything.
Yes. Yep.
Boy, I bet that was hard to get in an envelope.
No, she each individual strand of hair she poked through with a needle. Yep.
Wow.
Got wings.
Oh, it's
I
got wings and
I left it down.
everything. And like,
I left
are
it.
those antennas?
Say that again.
Are those antennas on the top?
Yes. Yes.
Ah,
With a little bee. See the bee?
oh my God, I love it. Oh,
Yeah.
that is special. That's very, very
It is.
special.
I love it. It's adorable.
Yeah, that's great. Well, you know, I can't, it feels like we've been here for 15 minutes. It doesn't feel like it's been an hour.
Actually, yeah, it does did go by quick, surprisingly.
You know, when
My
you,
nerves went away.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, all right. Well, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me. It was an honor to
Yeah,
be
my
here.
pleasure.
I
Yeah, it's
enjoyed it.
great. Yeah. Where's Sam?
Oh,
Say
I'm
that.
here.
Oh, there you are, honey.
Yeah, I'm here. I just want to say thank you everybody for watching. You'll have to go back and check all the comments.
Yes, I will.
Yes, I
And
definitely will check comments. Yep.
let people know if you're selling your cards. I know my mom is
I
selling her
did get
cards.
Venmo. Well, not
You did?
Venmo. I got Zelle. Zelle.
Okay.
Finally.
Yeah.
You know, took me so long to figure it out. I finally had to, you know, just
Yeah.
bite the bullet.
Yeah. And Maddie, if you want to tell anybody where they can, if anyone can hit you up for some cards or artwork that you.
Just private message me,
Okay.
and I'm happy to make some cards.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll have to do some kind of a setup of uh things that people can buy if they want.
All right. So next week you're gonna make those little boxes. Or I mean next month.
Yeah,
The
next
first
month I'm going to make the boxes. I'm going to send them out to the kids.
the kids. The cat that Maddie was showing you that's Willow's mom made the cat, Jamie.
Oh, okay.
That's Willow's mom. So yeah.
Oh,
So everybody stay tuned for next episode of Crafting with Patti Bee, because we're gonna have the kids on the show.
yeah.
And it's gonna be Jamie's daughter and maybe one of my daughters, if I can convince them with a lollipop or something.
Or you could dress up like one of the kids and pretend.
Oh yeah, right.
It'll be like old times, Stan.
Okay.
That would be
Well,
fun.
okay. Well, thank you, everybody. We'll see you on the first Friday of April.
Yeah,
The
already,
next show.
right?
So the first Friday of April, and anyone who wants to buy Maddie's cards or wants to know more about her artwork and sketching, just send her a private message. Thanks
Yeah.
everybody for watching.
Thanks, Stan. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Nice to be here.
Bye. Bye, Maddie.
Ice in my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, and I'm up again.
Cosmos Creative Television presents General Howitzer's Big Monster Briefing Room every Tuesday and Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern right here on Cosmos Creative Television, Facebook, and YouTube. Star Raven Studios and Cosmos Creative Television presents Belongs to the Shadows, hosted by Jamie Bennett, every second Sunday on Cosmos Creative Television, Facebook, and YouTube at 8 p.m. Eastern.